we are currently underneath a winter storm warning, and that's pretty much been the case since 3 a.m. today, and it will last until 6 a.m. tomorrow, as that's kind of when the snow will continue to go ahead and fall. I wanted to take a quick second to kind of look at the different cameras across the state line. Our I-90 cam looks a lot better compared to what we saw here earlier on this afternoon, as we saw some very heavy snowfall rates, reducing visibility down to at times less than a quarter of a mile. Definitely seeing, though, we have seen a bit of a lighten up when it comes to our snow, but of course snow is still falling across the region. Visibility has improved to about a half-mile in Rockford, 3 miles up in Janesville, 4 miles down in Sterling Rock Falls. Now, our Anderson Kia Max Storm Tracker still showing widespread snow here across the state line, and those brighter whites are indicative of heavier snowfall rates. And while we've had a bit of a lull, I do think over the next half hour to hour could see maybe a little bit heavier snowfall, but overall, I do think the heaviest stuff is well behind us. But looking off kind of towards the north and portions of Wisconsin, this is kind of the expectation of what's going to come here later on this evening as the main system continues to track towards the east, and that's going to give us a bit of a wraparound effect. So what is north will eventually head down toward the south and southwest. So with that in mind, likely seeing snow through the remainder of today into this evening and overnight, and by the morning hours, about 4 or 5 o'clock, I do think this is when the snow will eventually start to wrap up, which is definitely good news. And while our snowfall rates may have fallen, still think a quarter to a half of an inch per hour is likely. So given the fact that we have maybe about 10 or so hours, well, if you do the math, well, we'll likely see at least another 2 to 3 inches of snowfall. Tack that on to what we've already gotten, and I still think widespread, looking at totals near 7 to 9 inches across the region, with some areas at most getting close to a foot of total snow. So we'll likely see these travel impacts last well into our Sunday. Now heading into Sunday, mostly cloudy during the morning. By the afternoon, could potentially, fingers crossed, see a little bit of sunshine make its return. But one thing we are going to be keeping track of is some breezy conditions, as wind gusts will top out near 25 to 30 miles per hour. And while no more snow is expected to fall as we get towards the afternoon portion of Sunday, well, the strong wind gusts likely will be allowing some of that snow to go ahead and blow back into our roads and our driveways. Now, temperatures going to be held in check by our northwest winds, topping out right around that 30-degree mark. Wind chills only getting up to 20 degrees, and wind chills will be the big factor heading into tomorrow night, as I think some locations could potentially get toward the negative. I do think Timecast is underdoing it just a little bit, as I do anticipate us getting rather cold with lows into the middle to lower single digits. Now heading into Monday, another opportunity to see some snow, but overall not as excited for our chances, with overall snowfall totals really no more than maybe a few tenths of an inch, so nowhere close to what we got here this afternoon. So that's definitely some good news, but because of the cold start to our Monday and our December, I went ahead and put the first alert out there. Also the first alert out there for tomorrow for that blowing and drifting snow, but after that, should see some dry conditions Tuesday, a high of 23. Another snow chance for us Wednesday and Saturday, but man, Wednesday night getting down to a low of 0 degrees. The wind chills likely well into the negatives. Let's take a quick look outside our primetime out of video East State Street, and East State Street doesn't look too bad, but again, words to the wise, would highly go ahead and recommend staying off the roads if at all possible, because again, a lot of them are still covered, making it tough to travel. And if you do have to travel, you want to give yourself plenty of space in front of the car in front of you, and of course have a gradual slowdown instead of trying to come to a quick stop.
Definitely good to know. And in front of the plows as well, you don't want to crowd them.
Correct.
Coming up in sports, what a difference a